Hello and welcome to Starfield. I'm Shadow Coast and welcome to the channel. Now, I have been playing a fair amount of Starfield, but I've actively been avoiding building outposts because it was super confusing and I just didn't see the reason to do it. Now, I firmly believe you can fully enjoy this game without building outposts, but I wanted to create a hopefully succinct 101 on how to outpost. So if you do find it confusing, this will hopefully help shed some light on how to do it. So, a few things here. We are in Androphon, moon of Samati here. The reason we're here is because we have aluminum and iron, so I'm just using this as an example. Obviously, depending on what you want to build, in your outpost, you're going to need different resources. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to create a very basic outpost that's ideally focused on producing aluminum, iron, and maybe helium as resources. So we're going to be very basic in that. So here we go. Looking at a planet, you're going to want to scan it for resources. And you can see here, depending on the resources the planet has, you're going to see different veins where you can potentially extract it. So depending on where you land and where you put your outpost down, you will be able to build extractors for the various elements. Now it is important to note that there'll be some storage requirements and other requirements to do so. So in this one, I am hopefully trying to get iron and aluminum. I'm trying to pick a place that's kind of, close to both. I think actually over here might be a better one because they seem pretty close. So we're going to go ahead and land over here and set this up. Okay, so now that we've landed, what we're going to do, and we're going to follow mouse and keyboard because that's what I'm playing on, we're going to click F to scan, and then R to go into outpost building mode. Now you see the top left there, those are the available resources that we'll be able to mine in our outpost. So you might have to run around a little bit to find a spot that's kind of in the middle that has all the resources that you want. So I'm hopefully getting iron and aluminum, although if we can't do this in a timely fashion, I might just go with some of the ones that we already have here, although I did not bring materials to build everything. I only bought materials to really build extractors for iron and aluminum. So we are running around here. Sometimes it takes a little time. You have to angle it right. Sometimes you might have to fly back up and land in a different spot to find kind of what you want. But effectively, you want to run around until the top left has the resources that you want. And because I don't want to waste too much time here, we are just going to probably make an aluminum extractor. The only difference is that you just want to position your outpost in an area that has both or all the resources you want, which can take some time, as you can see looking around. So I'm just moving the mouse wheel, my mouse around to position this, kind of seeing if and where I might be able to hit aluminum and iron. And I'm kind of looking at the ground. I don't think we're going to get anything obvious here. So we are just going to say, screw it. We're going to only focus on harvesting aluminum at this point. So pick where your outpost is once you have all the resources. We might as well get a spot where we can get some beryllium. Alright, so we're going to pick a spot over here. And we're going to put down the outpost. And once we put down the outpost, right here, can ignore that. We can now build extractors. Now you can see here, based off on the left side, what I have resources for. I only have resources for beryllium and aluminum. I did not purchase nickel because I wasn't anticipating farming helium. If we did that, just note that we'd have to have different storage requirements, which we'll get to. So once you put down your outpost and you want to, extract the resource, you can only build extractors for where the outpost has resources. So that's why in the beginning, in the top left, we were choosing where we put it down. So let's go ahead and put down the extractor for aluminum. Now on mouse and keyboard, this isn't entirely intuitive. In the bottom right here, you can see toggle view by clicking V. I highly recommend you do that because now you have a much better view to see. Now what we're looking for here is that we can't put down the extractor anywhere. It has to be in a vein. So the way we see a vein is, you see this coloration. This is a vein. This is an aluminum vein. We have another one up here. We're going to do the closer of the two, and we're going to plop this down by clicking E to build. All right, so we have extractors that are going to extract. You can actually build multiple extractors, but just because I have limited resources, I'm only going to build one. Let's go ahead and find a beryllium vein. We're just kind of moving around, so I'm using WASD to rotate around the map, and there we go. We now have a beryllium extractor. We're going to plop that down by clicking E. All right, now that we have the extractors, we're going to go F, R to outpost mode again. Now that and then V for the kind of high level view. Now that we have the extractors, we actually have to have power. So in the bottom right there, you see needed power 10, total power 0. We are going to have to build some power. So by clicking Z and C when in build mode, we can switch between building different things. So I'm going to build a couple solar arrays. As long as it's within range of the outpost radius, we can really put these anywhere, but I do recommend that you kind of stack your buildings together because you're going to want to build defenses eventually, since pirates will attack your outposts. So you're going to want people to defend those outposts. So we're going to drop one solar array, two solar arrays for a total power of 12. So now everything will function. Now, the extractors are going to need a place to put resources. So if I click C there, we are going to use the mouse wheel or up and down arrows to switch between storage options. You're going to want to create storage bins and link those to your extractors. So over here, I'm going to build a storage bin. I'm going to click E to put it down, and then I'm going to come over here and build another one. I'm going to click E to put it down. So cannot build missing resources. Adaptive frames. So we don't have enough adaptive frames, unfortunately, because I did not purchase enough, but that's okay. Now, depending on what you are building and what you're mining, you might need storage for liquid. So if you're extracting liquid, like water, you're going to want to build liquid storage. And then if you're extracting gas, um, you're going to want to build gas storage. Now, once you built the storage, right, we actually have to link our extractor to the storage. We have to tell it where to send the resources. So to do that, we're actually going to click tab, which is modify mode. And now that we're in modify mode, we're going to right click on our extractor and then right click on our storage. So these are now linked. Now, ideally, you're going to want to have different storage bins for different extractors because they will fill up. So I already lost track of where I put our other extractor. It was kind of by our ship, which I thought was down here somewhere, but I'm not obviously seeing it, which can be, oh, here it is, kind of a pain. So I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to right click again on the storage bin. So this storage bin will fill up while we wait. Now I'm going to click tab to go back to build mode, and we are going to create, if I have enough resources, a simple bench so we can wait, so we can show you how this works. Now that we've linked everything, right now you can see that this storage bin has like a little aluminum in it, which is great because it's already doing it. Now we're going to sit on this bench and we're going to wait a little bit. So we're just going to wait an hour. And you can see that 1 hour is 5 hours universal time. So universal time is going to drive how much we extract. So if you want to go to Venus for quicker time dilation, the storage bins will fill up quicker. So you can see that this isn't totally full. It's at 44%, and I have aluminum. Um, I have the materials that I just took out. So now we can create a crafting bench if we want. We can do some other stuff. So let's just come over here. If I want to build an industrial workbench, right, to build other materials. Let's see if I can build a few more adaptive frames, which I can. So let's go ahead and build 4 of these adaptive frames, right? I'm going to want to kind of expand my outpost. I'm going to click V for this view. Let's see, we wanted to do more storage. Oh, I need iron. I used too much iron. That's unfortunate. I could build gas if I'm extracting gas from that perspective. So let's just take a quick review, right? Some basic commands. F to scan, R to open outposts when you're in an area. V is going to change your view. Tab is going to move between build and modify mode. Modify mode allows you to link things together, so sending resources to storage, and then you can link storage to other things when you build them from that perspective, right? A couple other things to note here. You're going to want to, if you're really into outposting, in science, you have outpost engineering. Proper construction of habitation modules is essential for one's survival on any alien world. So if you really want to build robust outposts that can do a lot more, you're going to want to pick up this perk, which will allow you to build even better and better outpost modules. And at the ultimate end, you can actually reduce the cost of building an outpost. So that is Outposting 101. Really basic. You're going to need to put down your outpost. You're going to need to power whatever you're trying to do. You're going to need to link resource extraction to containers. And then when we get more advanced further down the line, we can actually build different things. So let me just outline this real quick. We can build fabricators, so we can have things that just automatically produce, like in this case, adaptive frames. So those will kind of churn out resources we need to build even more advanced stuff if we don't want to manually do it. We can then build the actual structures that we can live in, which will be helpful. We can then have crafting pieces. So if we want to have kind of a nice little setup with all our crafting benches, we can do that. We will eventually be able to build and then upgrade turrets, which will be very important. You're going to want to place turrets at your outpost for defenses because you will be attacked by pirates. And then we have things to sanitize. We have furniture for our habs. We have decorations for our habs, displays to make it really fun. We have scanner boosters. This will really help with our hand scanners, so we can double the range when running around. We can add mission boards, landing pads with a ship builder. So if we really want to build an advanced outpost and then upgrade and repair and do all fun stuff with our ship, we can do that. Using things like this. Let's see here. And then obviously we covered extractors and power. So that is ship building, or excuse me, outposting 101. If you did find this video informative, please drop a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in future videos. Shadow Coast out.